Annyeonghaseyo. Master Marsh here from the Virtuous Warrior Academy. And tonight, we're going to be doing a film that was requested on Pyung Hyung and Pyung Hyung. You guys can show, just relax. Before we get into that, I'm going to talk about the forms, the Pyung forms themselves. They're created by a guy named Master Itosu on the island of Okinawa around 1870. Now, Pyung On, which you'll see that in the pronounced or the written down part of the form, Pyung On, Chodon, Pyung On, Idon, and so on. Pyung On means peaceful and confident. Okay, so what I've read about Master Itosu was, in the pictures I've seen him, was he was not a very big fellow. He was also not, I believe, not born into a family that had lots of money. And he was very, I think, something that I read about him, he was basically the run of his family. Now, this may not be true, but that's what I read about. And so he learned martial arts probably through several different avenues, one being actually fighting. The essence behind the forms was he would teach the student the Pyung forms. If they mastered them, meaning not just the motions and the movements, but the substance behind them, the different self-defense moves, the grabs, the defenses to the grabs, the joint locks, the strikes, the counters, the strikes, all that stuff, they would build confidence up. If we go and look at the different studies on people that get attacked, the different studies on victim mentality, you can see it in the animal kingdom. You know, predator does not attack the healthy prey that boasts a lot of confidence. They're looking for the sick, lame, and lazy, basically, and that's who they're going to attack. The same with when you look at victim mentality, you look at different studies through FBI, there's a few other colleges that did studies. They say the person with the victim attitude, the sloping shoulders, head down, not paying attention, it just brings about that. Okay? So again, if you're mastering Pyung forms, again, you're trying to boost your confidence, walk around, head up, paying attention. When you do your forms, you know, your eyes should be eye level. That's one of the things we talk about in martial arts. You should be looking people in the eyes when you speak to them with confidence. Some of the other things about the forms, Pyung Chodon has 22 movements. The word Chodon means first place. It's a placement value of first. It does not mean one. Okay? So it's the first of the Pyung forms that you learn. It is not greater or lesser of anything else. It's just the first one that you learn. So sometimes people, that's something, the mentality you need to know, that Pyung Chodon is just the first one you learn. Pyung Idon has 29 movements. Another thing, again, when you're asked for testing where they were created, it was Okinawa. It was an Okinawan martial arts system. Yes, it had influences from other cultures that were around Okinawa, but the thing was, I believe Japan did not occupy or invade the Ryukyu Kingdom until 1910. And I believe that what I've read about Master Itosu, he did go to work for the Japanese military and government. So again, he had other students that were Okinawan, and he had students that were Japanese. Also, that I believe he had 2 sons or 3 sons that again took his art to other places such as Japan. I believe there's some other people that left that area and went and trained in China. They're either Okinawan or Japanese that went to China, that I believe were the Manchurian railhead, that were in his lineage. And again, that's how a lot of the martial arts got spread about. So he is really one of the fathers or grandfathers of martial arts. Some backgrounds about that. Again, if you sit there and look at what Master Itosu is talking about, the Pyung forms. And I want to just drill down a little bit farther, and really to learn the Pyung forms, it has to become a habit. You have to have the habit of training, and it has to be consistent. That's what a habit is. It's consistent behavior. So you look at myself as an example, my son Isaac and me were kind of in the same boat. When I was born, I had a speech impediment. I didn't really talk very much. I'm making up for it now as an adult. So I was in speech therapy from the age of, I think I remember earliest as prior to being 4, around 3, 4 years old, entering preschool, having a speech therapist come to my house, my parents' house, going through speech therapy till I was in 7th grade. And then basically, they said that's as far as I'm getting with my speech. I talked like I had marbles in my mouth. You know, as a kid growing up, I grew up in a great neighborhood and everything else, but again, some people did make fun of you. But like my grandma always said, take a drink of water and forget about it. Life is tough. You face adversity. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You have to have that stoic approach to it. And I think that's one of the things that Master Itosu, again, he came from a very rough background, I believe. So again, he sits there and says, you know, what are you going to do about it? You're going to sit in the corner and cry about it? Or you can actually make the change. So that's the habit I think you want to develop by learning your Pyung forms. Everybody faces that adversity. You got to train, learn, grow, become stronger. Isaac, like I said, he has a speech problem. I know sometimes you might not realize that I'm in the same boat. But it's very weird to grow up when you go to talk to somebody and you can understand what you're saying. I can hear myself clearly speaking to people, and they're like, what? What did you say? And it's just frustrating when you're trying to get your idea across and trying to communicate a message, and they have no clue what you're saying. And do you think they're picking on you? You think that's what you're perceiving? They're trying to make fun of you, and it's like, no, they're not. They actually don't understand you. So I had to learn to fully use that full range of motion of my tongue and my mouth to learn how to speak clearly. Alex over here, he's faced tough things in his life too. I'm not going to get too much into it. But again, he came home. There's a few times he came home talking about it. And, as parents, you have to make that tough decision and tell them, all right, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to go sit in our room and cry about it, or are we going to work on making ourselves better? Right? Yes, sir. And everybody that's in school faces that stuff. So it's just a fact of life. So without further, anybody have any other questions about that? Good. So we're going to demonstrate Pyung Chodon first. So you start out, you're in Chalian tension. Shunbi, left leg is stepping over. You look to the left, you do a left-handed low block. You step and do a middle punch. This is the part where you just start really working. You look, leg comes across. You have full range of motion. As soon as my low block hits that peak, it can't go down any farther. It rebounds back, and I think of hammer fisting my thigh almost. My arms come up, I cross, and I deliver a back fist. Again, work it slow. 1, 2, 3. Then make it a circle. That energy is flowing down, rebounding back up, back fist. Feet come together, step front stance, deliver that middle punch. Look to the front. Low block. You're in that long front stance. From here, this leg is anchored. Doesn't move, but I move this knee. It's pointed this way. It's locked. I bend it. And I open that hip to bring that hand back. And this arm comes up. And again, I'm doing that. So it's over, under that pseudo block. Keep this here. I've talked about pressure. There's pressure here. So don't immediately drop it. You come under. You stay the same height. And you do rising block. Now again, there's pressure here. So I come in, rising block. Pressure. Come in, rising block. From here, you look to the left, cross-legged stance, come down, low block, crossing your arms. Go ahead. Step punch. Low block behind you. Step punch. Look down the middle. Low block. Going to do 1 punch. 2 punches. 3 punches, ski up. Hey! From here, you look, front hand drops down, back hand comes up by the face, short cross-legged stance, rotate, low pseudo. Up, step 45, low pseudo. Rebound, step, low pseudo. Do not look down, your eye level. Look, twist, low pseudo. Pause. You go backwards to chumbi. Go back to chumbi. Some of the finer points with Pyung Hyung. When I'm going to flip the form. You just did your last rising block going back. You key up. When I go to turn my left hand, I come this way. Comes up. It is technically over, and then I come down and continue my punches. The reason why I do that, come on over, throw a punch to the head with that hand, right, is I'm here. Okay? I'm sitting here thinking, stay right here. I've explained this before. This again, the Pyung Hyung, that first advanced form, you can really drill down. Why would I do a rising block? This person's attacking me, and I turn and go another direction. He's not going to stand still. So again, I think of this rising block caught a punch, and that low block is actually coming in, and you're figure four-ing the arm, and you're snapping it down. Okay, you're doing a joint manipulation. You're doing an arm, a shoulder lock there. That's what I'm thinking. I said that's, when you go to that form, that's just one maybe possibility you could be doing. Another thing from the back, you do your punch. Low pseudo, low pseudo, low pseudo, low pseudo. It's, if you look at the Seike forms, Pyung form follows that same eye pattern, but the back four pseudos a lot of people get mixed up on because you're going up 45 instead of 90. Okay, so look, it's left, right, right, left. Those pseudos follow the same way. Left, right, right, left. So it's the same foot pattern, different angles. That's what Pyung Hyung is starting to introduce. Different angles. Other things Pyung Hyung is starting to introduce. Multiple techniques per count. Multiple stance changes. Weight changes. Weight shifts. Anything else Pyung Hyung? Pyung Hyung is an awesome form to start drilling down into. To show you, you're here, here. This hand I said drops. I bring it into this hip, and this one comes up to my shoulder. So you get that chop, chop, waist, hip action. Fighting stance that plates on the back. A lot of the low pseudos, again, you're going to see like the application of coming underneath the leg, scooping, and chopping down on the thigh, leg sweeps. There's probably a few other ones in there. So again, you can sit there and study that. We're going to come back to Pyung Hyung. We're going to bump up to Pyung Idon. So, talking about Pyung Hyung, all your basics, I believe, were extracted from your form. So if you practice Pyung Hyung, you're doing front stances, fighting stances, side stance, sako rip, cross-legged stance or hook stance. You're doing your chumbi stance. You have pseudos, you have high blocks, you have low blocks, you have center punches. There's a lot in there that comes right for your basics. Moving on to Pyung Idon, second Pyung form, 29 movements. You're here. I look, my weight, when I look, my weight's coming on here. My right hand actually drops underneath my left. I come up. It's a frame block. It's a rising block with a hammer strike. So you're here, hop. From here, come on guys. From here, this comes in. You're pulling it back with those mag muscles. This arm's folding down. It's a shovel hook. They do not touch. It's a shovel hook. 45-degree angle strike with your knuckles. Shovel hook. From here, top hand pulls back. Elbow strike. Saucer teacup movement. My knees got to come up and point the direction of movement. It's loading my waist, loading my hip, stepping down horse, delivering a side punch. As soon as I look, my weight shifts. My left hand's coming down, it's on the inside of my right, but as I come up, it's on the outside. It's doing the active block and a strike. The hammer fist. Again, it's folding and I'm shovel hook. Pull, saucer teacup, knee is up, rotate, punch. From here, again, there's pressure here, so I go forward. Saucer teacup, out, up and look. Side kick, back in, turn, pseudo. From here, come, pseudo, pseudo. I bring this hand down, I'm taking stuff out of the way. One, two, kick. Hey! Again, I push. I do this motion, bring my hand set up here, cross-legged stance. I should be looking before I move. Here, mid-level chop. My waist does the movement to tell my arms what to do. Chop, rebound, chop, waist. My weight is dropping. Here, you'll see this a lot up here on weight shifting. From here, my weight's already here. So now I start to anchor this leg as I come across inside block and twist. Front leg is anchored. I come up, front kick, punch, inside block as that weight lands. You're using your weight to do the inside block. Front kick, step, punch. Step forward, double arm block. From here, look, low block. Again, come back, soccer side, pseudo. 45-degree angle, step, inside block, look, low, pseudo, look, rising block, pause, go backwards, get your knee. Show you this spot over here, where you come in this way. I'm going to show you the backwards. So, came up, stepping in, something has a hold of you. You're pulling that arm in. You're shifting it over. Again, a lot of our side kicks are higher to show flexibility. And if I was going to use this the way I think Master Itosu intended, again, you'd be probably going for the knees. Okay? So again, you're coming in. 1, 2, hammer fist side kick, pull back, look, shift. You know, I took care of this guy, so something's coming that way. Pseudo. Anything about that form, guys? This pseudo part going back, you're here, here. To do that coming this way. Again, come on up here, Alex. Yes, sir. Just let me see this hand. So again, there's pressure. That last pseudo's here. So you keep that pressure, and then you're coming up. I'm shifting around. Just like you do in your ocean shake and your ocean soul. I'm moving around. Okay, thanks. Then from here, doing that Tornado just said, twisted stance, coming up. Front punch, and then cross. It's coming in, boom. Front, come back. It's boom. All my weight is doing that technique. So, those are Pyung Hyung. There's a bunch of information we can take out of that. We just have to drill down. So, Pyung Hyung, what we can do with Pyung Hyung is, again, is another place we can start to really kind of learn stuff. You know, and one of them is this. Follow me. You can do this at home too. So we just start Pyung Hyung. We can go like this. Hey! Good.
Hey!
ideas behind the movement, you can do the form in the mirror direction. Oh, you can't get attached to left, right, left. It's good for learning in the beginning, but then start to learn the ideas or the concepts. If I'm going left, my left leg goes. If I'm going right, my right leg goes. Other things we can do with Pyung Hyung. You can do this stuff with any form. I think starting on Pyung Hyung is a great place to start. Follow me. Hopefully I don't lead them astray. So. From here, we have to turn and hey! Hey! Think about the rolls. Hey! Hey! Next movement is pseudo over, low block under. From here, punch. Here you go back. 1, 2, again. So again, you can do Pyung Hyung forward, you can do it backwards, you can do it mirrored, you can even do it mirrored backwards. Okay? And again, as you do it forward, backwards, mirrored, left, right, up, down, whatever way, you can start to actually see different applications. Some of your Il Shikken Ho Shin Soul will start popping out. Oh, that's the same movement that I do. Okay? Pyung Hyung, the same thing. You can come in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Concept is something has a hold of me. I'm coming in. 2. Okay? You can do it mirrored. Some of the other things with the forms. So again, you can just practice. If anybody has any questions about the form, you want to see anything clear, again, email, direct message, something I will go over. Make it a habit to train. That will be with you the rest of your life. The sad thing is that sometimes people make it a habit to quit, and not just karate, a lot of things in their life. And that's why they end up the same place they were last week. Don't make it a habit to quit. Make it a habit to be a warrior. You know, in life, you can either be a slave of your life, you can be the master of your life. You can be a victim in life, or you can be the king in life, or the conqueror in life. There's a lot of self-help books and books on happiness nowadays. They're like probably one of the #1 sellers I see. I can tell you right now, the key to happiness is conquering something. Not conquering a colony, not conquering a state, but conquering a skill that is difficult for you. Conquering a habit. Breaking a bad habit. Conquering, breaking a bad habit will actually bring you happiness. And it takes years. I just talked about that the other day with a friend of mine who still chews snuff. And I said, listen, I quit chewing 12 years ago. It took me 6 years to break that habit. I quit cold turkey. Something had happened. A very close person to me died of cancer. And I was like, no, I'm done. I quit cold turkey, never chewed again. It's been 12 years. And I said it took me years to fight that habit. And one day I woke up, and I love it. I would never touch that stuff. Nothing. I'm glad I never. It's disgusting. So again, it was just conquering that skill. Conquering the skill to swim. Conquering the skill to ride a bike. Conquering the skill to have kick high. Whatever it is, make it a habit, conquer it, and that is where you're going to find your happiness. All right? 잘해? 예, 고맙습니다. 정수. Good job, guys. I know, because I quit when you were.